Check 1 2 1 2.
Turn it up, turn it up.
Welcome to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast.
The tides are turning. The time is now.
Your home for the mindset, methodology, and tools needed to invest in foreclosures.
Don't you dare buy a house, buy a deal. You need to get into this right now.
Right now, yeah.
And now your host, the Foreclosure Deals Coach, Donny and Corrie.
Hello, and welcome to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast. This is your host, Donny and Corrie, your Foreclosure Deals Coach, recording from our downtown Denver studios with my main man and executive producer, Mr. Jonathan Winston. What's the haps, Jay?
Man, it is exciting times now. I know that I had mentioned previously that the NBA was coming back. Man, we got the guys in the NBA. They're, really staying focused on the issues of social justice and holding the league and, working with the league to kind of keep this conversation going forward. So again, as we mentioned before, we're still, really encouraged by the, developments and things that are going on. And we are getting closer to July 30th, so I might get some NBA basketball back. So I'm happy.
That's awesome, man. I'm so excited you're happy. I hope you get your NBA back. I got to tell you, I'm very rarely as excited about a show as I am right now. Over a decent amount of coaxing, we've managed to get the queen of wholesaling on Facebook on the show, running the group Wholesaling Houses for Newbies, the illustrious Corrie Nicole with us today. Corrie, how are you?
Hey. How y'all doing?
Doing well, man. It's so incredible to have you on the show. I got to tell you, I'm a huge fan. I stumbled upon your group while out there looking for wholesaling information, and you've got an amazing following that I'm certain is going to listen to the show. But let's just kind of get my people in on this. How long you been doing this wholesaling gig, Corrie?
First of all, Donny, I want to say thank you so much for the invite. I am so super duper humbled to be asked to be a part of your podcast and the great, amazing things you are doing in the wholesaling and foreclosure space. So I was just as excited to come on with you guys today. I know we had some mix-ups with our schedules.
That's my fault.
Everything has an appointed time, so I'm just excited we're able to, get it together. You had your people call my people, and we got it figured on out.
Yes, indeed. Well, thank you. Thank you for being patient with us. We got a lot of process stuff we're working on. It's an honor to have you on the show. So.
Thank you again, guys. So as far as my background is concerned, I am a Jersey girl. Shout out to Jersey. I spent most of my adult life in Philadelphia. So, my nice sweet side is the Jersey side. But when that temper comes out, oh my God, that temper is that Philly. Yes, that Philly coming out for sure.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So I spent most of my adult life in Philly. I went into the sales business by doing short sales and foreclosures over 15, 16 years ago. But back then, it was not at all called wholesaling at all. It was just me trying to help people. I was myself going through a foreclosure. I bought a house at like 27 years old and wasn't responsible at all. So I was going through a foreclosure myself. A friend of mine let me know that a short sale was an option and that I could he can teach me how to help other people. And I was making, a good $5,000 to $10,000 on each deal. During this time, we didn't have the Propstreams. We didn't have the REI rails and REI skips and Black Book. And we just had the good old black and white news.
You had to hunt for them, right? You just had to figure it out back then.
Yeah. So the auctions would just come, they would be posted in the newspaper. So I would literally handwrite letters, send them out to sellers and ask them if I could help them through their foreclosure. So that's actually how I got into it. And then from there, I went into mortgages. The industry crashed, the market crashed. And from there, I went to insurance.
Okay.
Fast forward all the way to 2019. This time I'm in school full time. I'm working for the government full time. And we go through a 35-day shutdown. Oh, my God.
Yep.
So by this time, I'm thinking I have a good old cushy job. I'm living in the DC metro area now. I have a good old government cushy job. And
Sure.
oh my God, I go 2 paychecks, two cycles without a paycheck. And I thought my world was crashing in because me, like most people, were living paycheck to paycheck.
That's right.
So I realized that I could not do this anymore. I was always an entrepreneur, always a leader. I just, got comfortable. And I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to get back into real estate. It's time for me to get back out there helping people. So what I decided to do is I decided to launch my credit repair business where I help entrepreneurs with their business credit as well as their personal credit. And I was surfing YouTube, came across this fine ass Black man called Max Maxwell. Oh my God. Oh, Lord, yes.
I'm gonna let that shout out to Max happen on my show. But
yeah.
I'm gonna
have some Black man. Getting all around. What's up?
All right.
So I came across.
Continue.
Yeah. So I came across this man called Max Maxwell on YouTube. I didn't know what he was selling, but I knew whatever he was selling, I was buying. So I started watching his videos back to back, and I'm like, oh, this wholesaling thing, I could definitely do this. I love sales. I love people. I love to talk.
Yes.
I love servicing people. Sales is about service and empathy. Is what I teach my students and my mentees. So I was like, you know what? I can really, really do this. And so I just started researching. And from January to April of 2019, I was doing my research. So then April of 2019, I launched Wholesaling Houses for Fees. It launched as just a 30-day challenge. And I just wanted a couple of my friends to come in, let's keep each other accountable. Mm-hmm. And I ended up closing my first deal within that 30-day time period. And from there, the group has grown expeditiously. Like we're over 15,000 members. Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to just jump in there. Sorry to interrupt, but one thing to note is that you said you completed your first deal. You decided you were going to do this, and 30 days from that date, you were completing your first deal. Right?
Absolutely.
How much did you make on that first deal? Because I think the listeners got to hear that, because this is possible, but you got to believe. So how much did you make on that first round?
Well, Donnie, I don't know if the IRS is listening or not. Okay. But let's just say I made over 10K. Okay. Let's just say that.
We'll leave it at that. That's fair enough.
Only 10K. That's it.
The interesting thing is the information is out there, and your group, as you meant, has grown exponentially. You are, 15,000 members strong. So much great information flying around the group. I get, when I stumbled upon the group, I must have spent an hour just kind of perusing through all the stuff that's being posted, the questions that were being answered. I even hopped in and answered a couple questions myself, because it's such a great community you formed here. Like, why do you think your community is so much different than a lot of the wholesaling groups out there that don't come across quite as supportive? What's different about your group, do you think?
Well, I think it's just that. I think that I wanted to create a safe space for newbies. Right. When I started doing my research, I was overwhelmed. From all the free YouTube University, watching all the videos. I'm in all these wholesale groups. So, I was just overwhelmed. I didn't have any clarity. I didn't have any direction. And I just really was in these big groups where they were posting all these checks, and, they're at the title company, and it was intimidating. Yeah. And I wanted to create a space that was a safe community for the newbie, where they can feel at ease to ask whatever question they wanted to ask. It wasn't going to be, a dumb question, even though some questions are a little dumb. But for the most part, no question would be a dumb question. Yes. And they could come in and they can ask and they can receive the support they needed. We offer both free and paid trainings, within our community. I go live. I have, experts such as yourself come in, and we do trainings. And I just think that that piece was missing in the wholesaling industry. And I also think with me being a woman, I think I have a little bit of that nurturing side. And I think I look more at the, emotional side and the mental health side, of running a business and setting it up correctly. This is a male dominated industry, truly, so I think that, having that feminine touch, to it, has, contributed to my as well.
Sure. You're a very nurturing group, and obviously when you chime in, it's always super helpful, and I think people have built a lot of respect around that. Obviously, this is a foreclosure deals coach show, so we want to talk a little bit about how foreclosures and how it looks like they may increase. Would you agree that this coronavirus thing may have an increased number of foreclosures coming down the pike?
Absolutely. It's not a may. It definitely will have an impact. We are about to hit a bubble.
Yes.
We are about to have a crash. I do not believe that we have even seen the peak of COVID-19 as of yet. Right now, a lot of foreclosures are still not happening. The courts have not yet opened up in all states. So absolutely, once the courts start opening up and, all the little, forbearance programs, they're, losing patience, and our banks are losing patience with the fact that, we've all lost our jobs or unemployed and so forth and so on. Yes, there are going to be many, 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 many foreclosures coming down the pike. Absolutely.
And Corrie, we appreciate you, coming in and offering, an outside opinion, especially on things like that. Because, we're a foreclosure deals coach. So we don't want to, some people might think that we try to always only focus on that, but it's good to hear somebody else kind of being able to see the direction the market's going. I know that's where Donnie's going right with it.
Absolutely. And I'll add to that. I appreciate getting that second opinion, but also from a wholesaling perspective, this is an opportunity, right? From what your group is learning, if there's going to be a lot more foreclosures, then there should be more deals out there for people to help people who are in a foreclosure situation, right? So instead of looking at the negative of what's going to happen with a bunch of foreclosure, people like, your show is about people losing their homes. Well, kind of, but it's also about an entire industry that wasn't called wholesaling when I got started either, right? But helping people to get out of a situation and into a better situation. Obviously, people in your group are always reporting about how being in this business that you're teaching has changed their lives. Could you speak to that a little bit on people who have really seen a benefit from being able to do deals and create from the foreclosure market that's coming?
Absolutely. This sales is about service and it's about empathy. And this is definitely a people business. We have to remember that, yes, people are losing their homes. People are losing the biggest asset that they have purchased. They've put their little money together. They bought their first home. They posted on social media. They had their little housewarming. They've had their family over. They've had holidays and grills and birthdays. So these people are in a distressed, just embarrassing, rock bottom situation.
Indeed.
And it requires those that are really out here in these streets trying to help people restore their financial situation and try to make them as whole as possible. So yes, there are big paychecks that come from helping. You can get anywhere from $5,000 to upwards of $30,000 to $40,000 on one deal, depending on how much meat is on the bone. So yes, we do make great money, but for me, it's really about being out there helping homeowners save their credit rating, save their homes if possible, or just helping them move, like you said, into a better situation. It's more so about that for me than it is about going out and making a huge wholesaling assignment fee.
I'm so glad you said that, because people look at our business and the wholesaling terminology that came about recently does not have a positive connotation on it. Like I think there's just so much negative connotation attached. But everything you just said is so valid. Number one, the wholesaler, the guy or gal out there looking for this great deal that has enough meat on the bone where they can make money and provide for their family. But the bigger picture is, obviously, it's way better to wholesale a house off than lose it back to the bank on foreclosure, right? So you're really doing these people a service by helping them out of that situation. Certainly the house is the kind of the catch here. They lose the property, but they recover their credit. Right? Maybe they make a little bit of money on the deal instead of losing all of it to these big banks who don't care at all, right? And in the end, everybody involved in this process is better at the end for having done so. So, would you agree that most people have that heart in wholesaling where they're trying to help? Or do you think the business just had a lot of bad guys in it? What's your thought on that?
I think anytime when you're dealing with a huge amount of money that's going to be spread on the table, you're going to have vultures.
Yeah.
And that was another reason why I wanted to create the Wholesaling Houses for Newbies space, was to have it to be a safe space. I do not allow solicitations in the group unless I know you and I have vetted you. So there are a lot of people out there, yes, that will take advantage of other wholesalers, that will take advantage of homeowners. I would admonish any homeowners and that are going through a foreclosure to do your research. Definitely Google the person that you're dealing with. Make sure that there's no complaints out there on that person. You definitely want to ask for their ID, because we come into your house, we're asking you for all your personal information. I would definitely verify the person that is out there, because there are some great, amazing people that are out there, and there are some vultures that will try to prey on you as well, and you're in a vulnerable state. So you have to do your due diligence. Absolutely. If you don't learn anything else going through a foreclosure process, you need to do your due diligence as far as what your options are with the bank, what your options are with a cash buyer, and definitely, what your community options are, because there are some resources that are available within your community, especially going through COVID-19.
Hi, this is Donny and Corrie, your foreclosure deals coach. One of the things we talk about on the show is the importance of great foreclosure data and helping you to find a great deal on a foreclosure property. But where do you find this data? You're certainly not going to find it on Realtor.com. You can't get it on your local MLS. So we have partnered with data provider Foreclosures.com to get you the latest and greatest in foreclosure listings right there in your local market. These properties are not hit the market in most cases, and when they have been foreclosed, gives you easy access to find out more detail so you can get the best deal on a foreclosure property. Getting started is super easy. Head on out to foreclosuredealscoach.com and click on the link labeled Foreclosure List. Enter your zip code for a free 7-day trial of the best foreclosure listing data available in your local market. These properties are not even on the market yet, so you can get a jump on them and get a great deal. Once again, this is Donny and Corrie, your foreclosure deals coach. We'll look forward to seeing you there. Absolutely. A lot of stuff has popped up with that, which is a great side effect of this thing, is that there's so many resources popping up. But, the wholesaling side of this, the business that's created around that, that's what I love about this, that people are changing their lives. I mean, I love your story, the cushy government job. You're very successful in what you're doing, and now you're making an incredible full-time and then some income, I'm sure, IRS not listening, but from what you do professionally and teaching others how to do it, which is just an incredible opportunity for people who want to learn. So, Corrie, you're starting from day one, all right? We're going to pretend like you just got started, you're becoming wholesaling. What's the first step? What are you going to do before you do anything else to start your wholesaling career? Where do you start? You mentioned Max Maxwell, which I'm only going to allow once. So, beyond Max Maxwell, what would you do besides that?
Well, you know what I teach in my boot camp and what I teach with my students and mentees is the very first step is about mindset. And I know it's so cliche and it's so like, oh my God, blah, 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 but it's so true,
it's so important, right?
Yes, it's so important. It's so critical. Yes, Johnny. It's so critical. It's so critical to change your mindset and to realize that you are an entrepreneur. A lot of people leave their 9-to-5 space and they want to transition into wholesaling or real estate investing or being a realtor or whatever your entrepreneurial dreams and goals are. Most people start at that 9-to-5, space. Right. So you have to learn how to change your mindset from being, I don't know if it's safe to say this, but working on the plantation for master.
Right. Hey, listen, it has to be said. Amen.
Okay, to now working for yourself and working for your family. That's so right. I would say definitely you have to go out there. You have to invest in courses. You have to invest in a good mentor and coach and invest in some good books. Todd M. Fleming has an amazing book out there, called If You Cannot Wholesale After This. And for me, it's like a wholesaling Bible. And that is an amazing, amazing book to read. Also, Chris Voss has Never Split the Difference, which is a great, amazing, book on negotiating. So that would definitely be the first step. The next step would be to definitely structure your business. Now, I'm an insurance person, so I believe in protecting yourself against liability. A lot of people say you can get into wholesaling. You don't need an LLC. You don't need any money. You don't need any credit. Bull crap. Okay. Bull crap. Ready? Throw that out the window.
I love it.
Because you are an entrepreneur and you need to structure your business like you're an entrepreneur, and you need to walk and talk, and you need to show some credibility when you are going in, talking to people across their kitchen table, telling them that you want their house from them.
That's right.
So you need to show some credibility.
Absolutely.
So after you do all that stuff, to get into some of the meat and potatoes. Oh, I love meat and potatoes. What you would do
right now.
I just took a very Southern turn. I like that.
Yes. Love. What you want to do is you basically, you want to shout it out. You want to tell everybody what you're doing. You want to tell them the type of homes you're looking for. Yes. You want to post it on social media. And you just want to tell your neighbors, you want to go into your barbershops, your beauty salons, your community centers. You want to find those centers of influences, and you want to let people know what you are doing. Yes. Those that's the first thing I always suggest, that people do. So you can start start getting your feet wet and start answering different questions that people have from your warm market and from people that know you and trust you.
I love that. That's great advice. And, and as it relates to the foreclosure market, I think if people are aware of what you're doing, if it comes from a position of I want to help people in trouble as opposed to I want to capitalize on the bad stuff that's happening to people, if your sphere knows you as a good character in general, it becomes all the easier. Now, when you're trying to wholesale a foreclosure deal, the bank doesn't seem to care at all. So the bank is just interested in getting something under contract. Do you think it's important to have establish your cash buyer list before you get that first deal under contract if it's an on-market deal, or is that find the deal and then go find the buyer? What's your take on that?
My take is to do it simultaneously.
Okay.
If you are talking everywhere you go, and if you're talking to everyone that you know, and you're posting on social media, and you're going to your local REI meetups, then you're going to attract both sellers and buyers. So I believe that you should be building your list simultaneously. You should always be prospecting, always closing, always be prospecting. So yes, you should have both. Now, however, I know we're gonna, get into the different softwares and the different, options that we have, but there are ways that you can pay for a cash buyer's list if you have not found a buyer before you found your deal. But at the end of the day, guys, whoever's listening to you, if you don't take away anything from me today, I will say eliminate the excuses.
I love that.
Eliminate the excuses. Don't allow the fact that you don't have a buyer's list be an excuse. Don't allow the fact that you don't know what to say, be an excuse. Don't allow the fact that you don't know what to say to the lenders and to the buyers. You don't know how to fill out a short sale package. You don't know how to do a loan modification. Eliminate the excuses and go out there and just do it. Put the activity in, and I promise you, you will receive the help that you need to close the deal. But Absolutely. Just get out there and do it.
Yep. That's the key. You got to get started, right? And that's a big part of the mindset, which we've covered. So, we talked about the methodology, but that gets into contracts and locating deals. And you've given us some methodology pieces. Tell people what you do. Get the word out there that you're going to be in a real estate wholesaling space or real estate investor space, however you want to put it. The next step is the tools, which leads us into one of the things that you and I are really partial to, the Propstream application. And just real quick, you want to head out to foreclosuredealscoach.com/Propstream. You can get signed up for a free 7-day trial. But why is Propstream so important to a newbie wholesaler, Corrie? Why does people need a tool like that to really get serious about this business?
It's so awesome, Donnie, that you offered that amazing tool to your audience. So kudos to you for that. That's super amazing that you thought enough about your audience to offer them such an amazing tool like Propstream. Propstream brings the convenience of county records to you. So it is so important, especially during a pandemic, especially, when we're on quarantine, we can't go out. Even years down the line, when we are able to go out, you are able to log into Propstream. They're always updating their software and their system. Amazing software. And you're able to see the foreclosures that are in your local market as well as in other markets. So if you are looking to virtually wholesaling, or maybe you have family members that are in a different state or whatever that will help you out, you're able to go and log in software like Propstream, and you're able to find foreclosure deals. You can see, because foreclosure records are public record, so you can see what is out there, what's on foreclosure. You could pull the comps, that are in the area to see what you should be offering your seller. You can also find your cash buyers that are buying houses cash within that same neighborhood that your house that is in foreclosure is in. So it's amazing. I mean, in 2020, I'm telling you, Donnie, there are just no excuses, none.
Yep. I agree with you. And one of the things you mentioned was finding the comps. And for me, that's the most important tool, because I'm an analyst. Like, everybody approaches this business differently, but I love the analysis. And nothing bugs me more than a wholesaler comes in, wants to offer a deal, because in addition to wanting to do deals, I really want to help out the wholesaler. But if you don't know your valuation, if you're guessing at the after repaired value, or ARV is a term you're going to hear thrown around a lot in your group, et cetera. If you're guessing at that number, it's very hard to make you a legit wholesaler if you don't know how to do the valuation part. Right? So Zillow's not going to cut it. Redfin's not going to cut it, but Propstream will allow you to do a full analysis on that property, right down to what the other people have paid for it, the days on market, the level of improvement. So when you go to your cash buyer investor and say, I'm going to sell you this property, I'm going to make my wholesale fee, and then you're going to fix it up and sell it this number, you should never leave that to theory. And Propstream helps to make sure you get an accurate assessment of that value. And it does a bunch of other stuff too, but if you only get it for the analysis tool, I think it's totally worth it. Would you agree with that, Corrie? You got to be able to do your analysis.
Absolutely. Well, I'm not a total geek like you, Donnie. So, the whole analysis thing, oh my God.
And a lot of people aren't. And, I'm
exactly.
I love how that comes through, and you can show and the different points. So I'm kind of a nerd, but I appreciate you calling them out, Corrie. We need more of that.
Yes. Well, I'm a total airhead guy. So I'm on the total other end of the spectrum. So so Propstream works for the airheads, it works for the nerds, and it works for the geeks. So it just works for everybody. Whatever your level is, it's so user-friendly. There's so many tutorials out there. Their customer support is amazing. So again, go to Donnie's website, log in for your, sign up for your 7-day free trial, and come on, y'all, get it popping. It's time to make some money. Come on.
You ain't kidding. And listen, and it is a what I do offer with people who sign up with my affiliate link. Thank you for that lead in, Corrie. But I will do, because I'm the geek side, I will do a 15-minute call with you when you sign up with my affiliate link to walk you through the analysis. So I've helped a couple of newbie investors go in there. We'll pick a property together. We will analyze the deal and find out what the after repaired value is, so you've got that confidence. But like Corrie just said, if you're not doing this right now, if you're still dabbling in wanting to get into real estate, then 2020 is your year. You got to get involved. You got to change the mindset, get off the excuses, and start doing it. Step one for me is learn the analysis and then get the education, because it's out there. Groups like Corrie's group have been there. How long that group been open? You said 2019?
Yeah, a little over a year now.
15,000 members in 1 year. That's insane. Why did it grow so fast? I want to steal your secret.
It's just, you get me, first of all. I mean, come on now. Come on. It's just, I have an awesome moderator, Anna White. Shout out to Anna and her family. We just have an amazing community and an amazing space. And at the end of the day, Donnie and Johnny, the need was there. And we saw the need, and that's what entrepreneurs do. We see a need, we see a space, and we fill it. You do your analysis, and
thank you.
Yes, you find out what's needed. and you feel the need and that, I mean, there's no secret to that. It's helping people is my passion. And when you lead with your passion and when you lead with your heart, I'm telling you, you will be so blessed in your endeavors, and you will learn how to enlarge your territory. I'm learning how to be a leader. In the beginning of the group, I used to cuss people out. I used to tell them off. I used to block them and kick them out the group.
You?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I don't believe that for a minute.
But now, I'm growing, I'm maturing, I'm learning. People have their own opinions. They can say what they want. And, as long as we're respectful and, that's what we're doing, with it. We're a family, and that's the secret. Yes.
I love it. Hey, I want to wrap up. You have a foreclosure mastery course that you are going to be offering, and a huge opportunity for people to learn foreclosures from the Corrie Nicole perspective, but also how to tie the foreclosure marketplace into wholesaling and building your business with that. Could you tell us, we got just a few minutes left here, what that course is going to entail? And I heard you're offering a special benefit for us Foreclosure Deals Coach listeners. So tell me a bit more about that before we wrap up, please.
Absolutely, Donnie. Again, I thank you so much for you guys having me on, and to think of little old me. I have a little following. I'm just doing a little bit in the market. I'm paving my own way with my own voice as a woman in this industry, as a Black woman in this industry. Amen. And so anytime that's recognized, I am just humbled by it. I applaud you. I applaud everything you guys are doing. And thank you for allowing me to come on. Coming up in July, and each month for the rest of this year, we will have the Ultimate Newbie Guide to Foreclosures Bootcamp, where we will be teaching you step by step. It's a 2-week boot camp. So each week for 2 to 3 hours, it will be a virtual Zoom online boot camp, and we'll be teaching you foreclosures from A to Z. So you'll be learning about generating foreclosure leads. You'll be learning about short sales, loan modifications, marketing your foreclosures, how to talk to sellers, how to run the appointment, how to fill out the short sale packages and work with your lenders, and how to find cash buyers and close your foreclosure deals. Again, it is my mission to get the newbie ready for this bubble. I want to help change as many lives as possible. You can go to newbiesbootcamp.com to see all of our courses that we offer. All of our courses are affordable and quality content for only $7.97. However, for those that are listening to this foreclosure podcast, if you go in and you pick one of our foreclosure boot camps and you put in the promo code Donny, DONNY, you will get that 2-week virtual group session for only $5.97.
That's awesome, Corrie. Thank you.
Yeah, so I invite you to come on. We also have payment options available, and we just want to show you how to get in place and how to be ready, and how to change your life.
Amen.
Change your life.
Very important.
It's very important. Hey, with that, I'd like to keep these shows to about 30, 40 minutes, give or take. We're in that 30-minute mark. I want to thank you, Corrie. Again, you're downplaying it, but you have one of the most incredible wholesaling groups on Facebook. Once again, that's Wholesaling Houses for Newbies. You guys got to go out and join the group right away. There's a ton of free content out there that Corrie hosts all of it. She has, like she mentions, the live videos. I watched you were doing a Driving for Dollar video a while back.
Yes, on my YouTube channel. Yes.
That was so good. You guys got to check this out, because there's an incredible amount of free resources out there. And then once you've got some basics for free, as Corrie mentioned, you got to make the investment in coaching. Obviously, at Foreclosure Deals Coach, we offer a coaching package. Corrie's got some educational packages out there that are expensive, but the free info is out there. You got to start there, build your baseline, know what you don't know, so that you can make an investment into advancing into the next level of your wholesaling investing career. Incredible opportunity out there, and it is such an honor to have the great Corrie Nicole on the show. Thank you so much, Corrie. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything else you want to tell the people before we wrap up today?
No, again, thank you so much. Again, my name is Corrie Nicole. You can hashtag the business beauty on all social platforms, and you can follow me and find me there. So again, guys, thank you so much. And I look forward to working with you more in the future.
Absolutely. Hey, we hope to have you back in the show next time you got a boot camp or something. But just in general, we'd love to have you a regular guest here, Corrie. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show. Definitely hope we can do it again. Hey, with that, guys, I really appreciate you tuning in. Take advantage of these free resources. I get messages from you guys all the time. I don't know where to get started. I'm like, listen, there are educational resources. Go check out Corrie's Wholesaling Houses for Newbies group. Get some of the free downloads. Watch the YouTube videos. And then join us at foreclosuredealscoach.com, where you can get some great resources there too. We want to get you started. Tell people about the show and keep things moving along. With that, this is Donny Corrie, your foreclosure deals coach, reminding you now and always, don't buy a house, buy a deal.
Want more of the Foreclosure Deals Coach? Hit subscribe and stay tuned for more of the mindset, methodology, and tools you'll need to invest in foreclosures. Visit foreclosuredealscoach.com and text DEAL to get a list of foreclosures in your area.